everyone, I'm Sam.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome to
Tiny Table Talks
History Edition.
It's February, so that means it's Black History Month. And every week we're going to teach you about a Black theologian or thinker that changed church as it is in history.
So you guys probably have heard of Martin Luther King. You know Martin Luther King Jr., right?
Yes.
Okay, you probably have heard of him, but I bet you there is a name that you have never heard before, and this gentleman's name is Bayard Rustin. Now, Rustin, unfortunately, has kind of been pushed to the side in our history books. Even though he was a close friend of Martin Luther King Jr., he was a civil rights activist, he was also a Quaker. But there's something about Rustin that sets him apart from the other thinkers of this time. Rustin was part of the LGBTQ community.
So let's go back to the beginning. Rustin was born in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where he was raised by his grandmother, who was also a Quaker.
So fast forward to 1944. What was happening in the world in 1944?
World War II.
Yes.
Rustin was jailed in 1944 for being a conscientious objector.
Which traditionally, because he was a registered member of the Religious Society of Friends, he should have gotten the ability to use conscientious objection without repercussions. So remember that we said Rustin was eventually a civil rights organizer. He played a large part in this movement. And we start seeing this really come through during his time in jail. As a matter of fact, what did he do while he was in jail?
So while he was in jail, he actually organized protests against segregation in a dining hall. So after the war and after he got out of jail, Rustin decided to travel across 4 different southern states protesting against illegal segregation.
And yet again, Rustin, who believed in a nonviolent approach to change, was jailed yet again in South Carolina.
Actually, Sam, it was the other Carolina.
Oh my gosh. North Carolina! This time he was sentenced to 30 days on a chain gang. But did you know that his work actually served as the baseline for what we now know as the Freedom Rides? So again, this is a person who is so pivotal, so integral to our history, and we are just scratching the surface of who he is.
In 1956, Rustin actually met Dr. King in Montgomery, Alabama. He wanted to show his support of the Montgomery bus boycott.
And you know what? This encounter, it was this meeting that changed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s trajectory on how he really wanted to approach the fight for civil rights. Even though Rustin was part of Martin Luther King Jr.'s inner circle, even though Rustin really shaped Dr. Martin Luther King's ideology, history often forgets about him. And here's why.
So Rustin was an openly gay man and was arrested for public indecency in a time where homosexuality was illegal in all U.S. states.
This was something that was used against him over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, Rustin was at the helm of the historic March on Washington, but he had to take a back seat because of who he was, especially in terms of sexuality. He wasn't given the opportunity to have the spotlight, which is why people overlooked him for so long. Now guys, remember, we only have a couple of minutes to share this life and legacy with you, so this is not everything. Remember, Bayard Rustin, he was a Black, gay, Quaker pacifist who really helped change the world. So now, you have some homework.
Your homework is, go look up Bayard Rustin. We can't give you everything in the matter of 4, 5, 6 minutes. So now's your chance to go look him up, find out what his legacy is. Read about him, learn about him, and tell us what you've learned.
Until next week, bye!